Welcome. I'm Nebula, Neb for short. I'm gonna do a little commentary over my 1cc run of Eschatos on Original Normal. I hope you guys enjoy. Man, what a great video game. So, because stage 1 is pretty uneventful, pretty self-explanatory, and all the strats, I'm gonna go a bit over the game, and then I guess I get a bit of my history of shmups. So your ship in this game, it's pretty simple. It has, at least in original mode, you're always at full power. You have a wide shot that does okay damage, covers a wide area and has a dead zone in front of you. You have straight shot that goes very far, that goes infinitely far forward. I think has a bit of piercing, does very good damage. And you have a shield which takes a meter to use, and is your best damage dealing option. It deletes shots in front of you, kind of, as well as a bit to the side, but it still leaves a weak spot where you can be hit. And you can change your speed setting. So, if you need to like dodge more precisely, you can slow down if you need to. And that's about it. Other than that, some bomb pods will drop periodically, which drop little blue flash items that will clear the screen. Which is a thing I really like, because you can't really hoard bombs in this game. Like, your way of hoarding them is just dodging them like they're a projectile until they're useful to you. Because that's a bad habit of mine. I tend to hoard bombs really badly. In any case, Eschatos is like the first shmup I've gotten a 1cc on. Maybe first game I've gotten a 1cc on, of games you could get a 1cc on. Not my first shmup. I have a ton of time played on Toho 6 normal. I've played a fair bit of Crimson Clover. I've tried out Build on Tachi and Pride Kid. All really fun games, but Eschatos is the first one where I got a 1cc on. Not the first one I tried to. I tried getting a 1cc on Toho 6 normal for a long time, and then I just kind of petered out. But I had a lot of practice with like dodging bullets and taking down enemies and stuff, and like looking at the screen, so I wasn't coming into this game completely unprepared. But even still, it was pretty challenging. Pretty damn challenging. So, what drew me into this game? So, stop me if you've heard this one before. I was browsing YouTube one day, and I come across this channel called The Electric Underground, Mark and SX. I think it was his Stellar Blade review, which, you know, I found pretty good. I like the way he talks about video games. And so, I go on, like, I browse the rest of his channel looking for other content, and I find out he's like, he is the pipeline guy to turn you from, like, a guy who plays regular video games to a shmup player, basically. He does a lot of work in not necessarily making the genre accessible, but like he is the most accessible person talking about the genre right now, which is pretty cool. So, like what's the word for it? I dig down the hole, and I think eventually I come across Eschatos, and I'm just like mesmerized by the sort of like the 3D presentation, the camera angles, the amazing soundtrack, the cool concept of the gameplay where you don't have to worry about power-ups, you're always powered up, you have your shield which doubles as your most offensive weapon, just a lot of cool things. And coincidentally, this is going on pretty close to the time of the Golden Week sale, and the game is on sale, so you know, I pick it up, and I just start playing it. And I just keep playing it, and it's just a really fun time. Oh hey, we're in stage 2 now. Pretty tricky screen if you care about scoring, because it's very hard to catch all the rockets while you're doing called the bubble enemies. Because they're very tanky and they dodge from side to side, and they can block your shots if you're trying to catch the rockets, right? yeah, just a constant back and forth of like me playing this game, getting better at it slowly and slowly until I can get to stage 5 like a decent chunk of lives. And like, yeah, just like a really big journey. And oh man, like after I got it, like I kind of understood in a sense, because I got my first 1cc and I was over the moon. Like my hands were tingling, my ears were burning up, like my heart was pumping as I was heading into the final boss. It's something out of this world. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna talk about the game here. So this fight, I mostly like to just hang forward and damage the boss with a shield when they're doing the bullet storm, and then back away when it does the homing lasers. If the bomb timings line up, I usually like to leave a bomb on the bottom and use it to delete the lasers, then just go back to shield grinding. Just makes the fight way easier that way. But for the most part, stage 2 is alright. There's not a lot of tricky things in it. Then, you know, these guys can just like go side to side with a wide shot, be careful not to like run too much into the wall. These guys, despite the fact that they go side to side like crazy, use their straight shot because it just deletes them way faster. Then you have these weird missiles here. They're really just there to pump up your lives counter because, you know, you're getting spammed enemies. Destroying them is a bit weird, but it's whatever. As you're good use of the shield here. Just to get rid of mini bosses instantly, or not mini bosses, just like big enemies. Your shield whenever they show up. Just always satisfying to do. It's kind of weird that stage 2 doesn't have a boss. You're left with like this mirror mini boss, which is a pretty fun fight. Still. And it later comes back for, I think, one of the hardest screens in the game, at least in normal. As I was clearing the game, I didn't go in completely blind. I think I ended up watching one of the Shmup Slam runs. I think it was the Time Attack one, where... Was it the world record holder for Time Attack? Either way, it was a great run. I think I watched Jaimer's run of hard mode. I watched a Japanese runner called Aminotsuki doing advanced hardest. That was a wild ride. And I think I watched Germinator's Commentated 1cc. Some runs before I bought the game, some runs after I bought the game, like in between getting the 1cc. Just like a really cool experience, just take... Because these games are like, I don't want to say they're basic, but they're very transparent. Like if you see someone doing something, you can kind of copy it. You might not know like why they're doing it exactly. You might not know like the choices that led them to make a decision, but you can copy it. You can get a ton of ideas from watching other people play. Oh, there's the first inopportune death of the run. That's one of the things. Is like this was not. Like, heading into the last stage, this was not one of my best runs, but this is just the run that did it, I guess. I was just on it that day. I love this section of the game. Just, dodging the crystals is, like, so fun to play around. It's just such a cool dynamic where you have like the ones that swing down, they can only hit you while they're swinging down, and then the yellow ones that are just walls that can always kill you. Then these guys. Just use your spread shot for them, they have very low health, and they only teleport from side to side. You know, just dodge the crystals a bit. I like stage 3 because the whole stage is basically just chasing down the big UFO. It reminds me of like the mine stage in something like Mega Man X8, where like the whole stage is chasing down the mini-boss. It's pretty great. Oh, I really like this part. Any pattern where you're like in the center, dodging bullets coming from around you is just like very cool aesthetically. And I like the challenge here of like trying to damage the 3 cores while you're doing that. Also love that play of just being right next to the laser while damaging the core. It looks so cool. This screen is weird. It always felt like you're just supposed to circle straight because the projectiles are coming in from the foreground. The perspective is weird, but at least it's pretty easy. You're not really dying there very often, unless you're touching the cores. Oh, there's the second inopportune death of the run. You really don't lose a life there, which is like, was really demoralizing when it happened, but hey, it happens. This runs from before I knew, I guess it was on Jimer's run, but I wasn't paying that much attention, where when that spiral of force comes out after you, you can just hang in the corner, press yourself into it with your shield, and you'll catch all of it. Here's a little tip for you. This fight's pretty fun. This first bullet pattern here is like pretty easy to dodge up until the end. I think there's some safe spots you can hang around in, but I suck at spotting them. I haven't like sat down to really look at a replay there. I've done like routing for 1 or 2 parts of the run, where I went in and memorized a section just so that I could have less mental bandwidth spent on it. But a lot of it was kind of done by instinct. I love that part of the little rice bullets. You just like need to read the pattern as they're coming at you. But it's very sparse, so it's not like you're struggling too hard with it. Then here, there's an attack after this, but you just shield grind the core and you're fine. Alright. Coming up to stage 4. Man, stage 4 is just the biggest roadblock. It's a real difficulty spike in the game. This is the first part of the game I like memorize this sort of route for, because this part isn't gonna necessarily kill you if you don't know what you're doing, but it just gets very hairy. So, you know, I took some time out. I spent like a day or two just putting the start stage at 4, memorizing a route to deal with all these drones and catching all of them. Because also the way the lives work, being based on enemies destroyed, you know, you want to catch all of them, make sure you get all your extends, right? Plus, like, it adds this cool, like, choreographed element to the run where you can clearly see that, like, the runner knows what they're doing. In a way. Man, that last pattern there was, like, tricky to find a way to dodge consistently, but hey. Your shield is so powerful in normal mode. I've started trying out, Hard Original, and like the biggest difference is how much your shield gets drained instead. One of the things you can notice while, at least I'm playing, is that depending on how confident I am, like, if I'm confident, you'll barely see me put out a shield unless it's a pre-planned moment, whereas like if I'm caught off guard, you'll see me just like put out reflexive shields all the time, and that costs you, because turning off your shield has an energy cost. And so, like, all of a sudden you're playing the game, and it's like, yo, where's my shield? I can't block these bullets. And it's like, it's that death of 1,000 cuts, even though you were never really hit by a single bullet up to that point. It's a very cool dynamic. I like the screen, just like ram into them with your shield there. Just very satisfying, just cut through the line like butter. I like the theme of stage 4. You're either getting hit by swarms of enemies or you're getting hit by mini-bosses. There's no in-between. The mini-bosses, I think, are all pretty easy. Or at least I never had much trouble with them. Outside of the hard fight, but in between watching those runs, I end up learning of the safe spot for it. This one's cool. I realized at some point that they shoot the even way shots at you. So I went into my replays to check if it was always constant, and yeah, the first 5 shots they fire, you just don't have to dodge because they shoot evenly. It just makes the mini-boss so much easier to deal with, because you're basically given one of the kills for free, and then the other one just right after. This one's tricky. It's trickier if you don't know the safe spot in the corner. But, like, it's still manageable. This is a Space Invaders tribute, which I think is either the hardest or second hardest screen in the game. This thing on some runs like cost me like 3 or 4 lives. It's brutal, man. Just the little blue bombs that throw bullets up at you. It's very hard to even split your attention on this screen because you're trying to kill the red UFOs on the top. You're trying to dodge all the bullets coming from the bottom. And if those drones ever spawn a blue bullet, you have bullets coming from the bottom to the top. It's just such a hectic screen, which is always just really gratifying when you do it without getting hit. I don't remember if this is the case when you're doing that or not. So far it has been. I think one of the coolest things about a game like this is just that experience of slowly grinding everything out and like getting that sense of mastery over the game. And it's surprising in that it doesn't feel like a chore. Like, it feels punishing to an extent, sure, but at the same time it's just so gratifying to like just slowly chip away at the game, just like slowly getting better at it. Like, oh, like one day you're getting to stage 5 and you're like barely scraping by with like 1 extend, maybe no extends. Then like a week later you're getting there, you have like 4 lives, you're no hitting a bunch of sections. It's just such a gratifying feeling. And I guess it's why like a bunch of people still play these games. So stage 4 boss. I really like the stage 4 boss. The first phase is basically a redo of the stage 1 boss, but with, you know, slightly harder bullet patterns. You're still destroying a bunch of cores on the UFO. You have like the drones and the red crystal dudes spawning in. And, you know, like, it's nothing too scary. You can just kind of like hang back near the bottom. You could shield grind on these like I did for a bit of stage 1, but it just feels so much riskier on this stage. And then phase 2, oh my lord, I love phase 2. It's such a crazy concept for a boss fight. I like that it's something you can only do in a 3D game like this. And I also like how it splits your attention the same way the Space Invaders fight does. Where you're trying to keep a track of like all the cores on the floor that like move like spotlights. You're trying to keep track of like the blue panels that are both bullets and also things that block your shots. You have bullets coming from all sides of the screen in a very challenging to read manner. And then you get to phase 3, which I think is easier. Like, in a sense it's scarier because it has way faster bullets, but you can just shield them. And like, it's a lot more predictable than the stuff that happens in phase 2. Oh hey, homing lasers. It's always fun to juke them. I love dodging homing lasers in this game. I guess the other thing is like, it's so cool how you can run the entire game in just 30 minutes. It's just so well paced. You know, you can like, you know, you can fit a run of Eschatos in time it will take you to eat breakfast. Or something like that. Where, you know, you don't really get a lot of games like that nowadays that are in the shmup genre. Roguelites are a close thing, although depending on the roguelite, the runs can take a fair bit longer. Alright, coming into stage 5. I think visually it's my favorite stage in the game. Stage 5 starts with like a lot of non-threatening screens. So the first one, if the enemies like to pull the Wiimotes, you just like wiggle around with your spread shot. Then you can hang in the corner for the TIE fighters, and then the spinners, they don't do anything in this difficulty. Then this screen here is just kind of there to scare you. It's not nearly as scary as it looks. Most of the bullets aren't aimed at you. The rockets don't do anything, at least on this difficulty. And then like the first real like challenge of stage 5 is the Seraphim mini boss. I love this mini boss. Like, dodging all these patterns is so cool. I love this one. Just like go side to side, thread the needle. Just always stay right below it. Then this here, like you just have like a wall of bullets and you know some curtains. You make sure to weave right in through them without going too far left or too far right. In a way, like Stage 5 feels a lot like a victory lap because so many of the screens here feel, they're like, hey, remember that enemy from a few stages ago? What if you fought 20 of them in a single screen? And occasionally fought a mini-boss. This here's something I had to figure out. Just like, you beat the right hand, and just immediately go into the right corner because you're going to want to tap dodge these rovers here. And here's the hardest screen in the game, the double mirror boss fight open. It's just, you have like two mirrors, which they're usually a pretty easy mini boss, but they're both in on you, and because they come in with like a time interval between them, their attack patterns overlap in a way that's kind of challenging to deal with. You know, you have like a bunch of slow bullets sword to the screen, then you have the shotgun blast, all the fast bullets, and you have to dodge both of them at once. It's really challenging and also like really fun to try and figure out how to deal with the fight consistently. It's cost me like 3 lives in some runs. But like that should be it. That should be like the hardest thing we have to deal with until we get to the final boss. Oh man, this screen can be brutal sometimes. Because the RNG between where the spinners can spawn, you can have like 2 spinners spawning right on top of each other. You can have them spawning very far away, which makes reaching them such a pain. And if you don't deal with them in time, like all the squids spawn in and start throwing lasers at you. This screen is kind of chaotic, but you can also just like hang back and use your shield to survive it, so that's what I'm still doing. I haven't figured out a way to kill all the enemies on it yet. This screen here is mostly fine, just like you remember to use your shield, keep an eye on the bullets. You know, I'd like to get like an eye tracker one day, because I think it's really interesting, like, question of like where should you look on the screen. It would be really cool to have that just visualized on a run. Because a lot of time on this game, unless it's a very dense spread of slow bullets, I'm not looking toward my ship, I'm looking toward the top of the screen, so I can see where the bullets are coming from and where they're gonna end up. Because, you know, if you're looking at stuff ahead of time, like, you don't need to worry about reacting to it. Oh, that's a sad death. Because, like, this part of the game, it's not that hard, but it's preying on the fact that, like, oh, you're coming up to the final boss, your nerves are at an all-time high, you know? Are you gonna mess up on the way there? Like, that's one of the screens where that habit of mine of just like looking up kinda gets to me, because these red enemies, they're so unsuspecting, they leave like slow bullets that don't stand out a lot. So often, like, I'd be looking up the screen and just losing a life because I got hit by one of those small bullets. Like, it's just so tense, so like I'm going up to the final boss with just 2 lives, and, you know, am I gonna do it? Is it gonna happen? You have like the little Joy-Con enemies, you just like stay under them, try and kill them as fast as you can. These orb guys are annoying. It doesn't feel like the points where you can damage them are always like obvious. Like sometimes they'll be flying on top of the screen and you can't damage them still. It's kind of annoying. This guy took a life away from me one time because I got hit by that cheap shot where it dies and then throws some lasers at you. Then here, like, really you're just worried about the lasers. Just be very careful when you're going side to side. Know that, like, you have more time than you think to get out of the way. Stuff like that. Use your shield if you have to. And, it's just the final boss. It's a really fun fight, so I think I'll just let it play out. It's so lucky that I didn't die there, because I've lost some lives on this run. Because I would usually just get the... I'd usually just get the next phase right as it was doing that attack. Very tough pattern. Use the curtains. I can't dodge that attack to save my life. It's so tough. There you go. That's Eschatos. Ah, what a great game. What an amazing time from start to finish. Just like never, I didn't feel frustrated, but like I never felt bad playing. It just always felt rewarded, just like sitting down, practicing, going for the next run, and, you know, eventually getting this done. It just feels amazing. Not sure what I want to do after this. If I want to just go straight to hard, if I want to like go back and go for the 1cc on Toho 6, if I want to just like hunker down and get really good at Crimson Clover, I don't know. It's just like, this game is fun and I want more experiences like it. If anyone's watching this is part of like the STG scene, feel free to drop some recommendations in the comments as well. It's like, this genre, it's, you know, it's pretty niche. There's not that many people who play it. The shmup tags on Steam is absolutely useless. So, you know, if there's some cool games you think I should try out, just feel free to drop recommendations there and I'll look at it. You know, this channel is quite small, so I can look at every comment. And, thanks for watching, I guess.